Hi everybody, Leslie here, back in my craft lab. Now today's video is going to be a bit different. I want to show you how to make a load of backgrounds, and this video I think is going to end up being a bit of a use your craft stash. So this is all about finding all those things you've got in your stash that you've not used in ages or you've never used. I've got plenty of those. And I've been collecting things for 20 years, so, you know, we've all got them. So I thought I'd show you how to make a load of backgrounds, and then all of the backgrounds I'm going to show you today are going to be made into cards, and I'll add those to videos later on, hopefully later on this week. So I was inspired by a card that I made that had a huge background of leaves, and it was one of the ones that I did on my sliding puzzle cards. So I thought, I'm going to go and find all my Christmas stencils. Not all of them, I admit, but I've found a load of Christmas stencils right back to some really old ones. So this is a really old, this is Design Objectives, that's Docrafts in the UK. This is a metal stencil, and this is a Tina Higgins Designs one. So I've got that one, and I'm going to drop some footage in of how I used all of these. This one, believe it or not, is supposed to be, hopefully you can see that if I pop it on the black, this one's actually supposed to be for cake craft. So this clear one, it's a lovely falling snowflakes stencil, and it was supposed to be from the cake crafting company Snowflake Stencil. This one came in one of the Stamps by Chloe box magazines, one of her Christmas, like the box style magazine. So this is a Stamps by Chloe one, and this one's obviously nicely split into two. And then this one, this is so cute. This one is from the lovely Skull and Cross Buns and the elf legs. So I'm going to show you what I love this one. And then this one, which is sort of the peppermint sweets. I have two of these. So this is Skull and Cross Buns Scrumptious Stencils. I'm not sure if she's got any on her website at the moment. I know when she goes to craft fairs in the UK, she takes them with her to craft fairs, all her stencils. But I've got two of these, so I'm contemplating doing a little giveaway of one of these because I've got two the same. So I think I got extra in a bundle one time and I ended up with two. So, giveaway maybe? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. So that's all the stencils that I've used on all these backgrounds. But I thought I'd show you those so you knew what we were doing. And then I'm going to show you what I did with them. So this is a sparkle medium. This is Imagination Crafts Blue Sapphire. This is another one of those that was pretty, this one was really pretty much rock solid when I got it off Facebook Marketplace. And I revived it with boiling hot water. It takes a bit of effort, but look. So that's the Chloe one, and that's that metal Docraft one, which I must have had in my stash for 15 plus years, and I don't think I'd ever really used it. So that's those ones. So that's in the blue sapphire, but there's obviously loads of sparkle mediums, different companies' ones, but get them out. Even if they've gone solid, try and give them a little revive. I'll link the video where I talk about how I did that in the description. Then there's this one. Oh, look. This one is, again, this is the sparkle medium. This one's in diamond, but look how cool that looks on black. I stuck my finger in it here. That wasn't before it was dry, so that wasn't the sparkle medium, so that was mine. So that's that one. So that's in the sapphire. And then look at the elf legs. Now the way I did this was I started off by masking, and while it worked, I then dropped my stencil in it when I pulled the stencil off, and I had to go back and fix it, scrape it off and redo it. So I messed that up because I dropped my stencil back in it, and I actually, even though I masked it to do all the red, I actually ended up going back and just using a little tiny spatula to stick the green on. So because it's such a complicated stencil, it wasn't the easiest to do it in two-tone. But actually, if I'd just gone for it and put the green on and then put the red on, there's a little bit of mixing on the edges, but doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And it was better before I dropped the stencil back on it. But I'll show you how I did that. That's just going to be in some sort of sped up footage because it's not that exciting if you know how to use these sort of sparkle mediums. You've probably got an idea. So that was in the bright red and sage green. And again, all of these were pretty much, this was one of the ones that wasn't as hard. So can you see that's still more of a gel-like texture? If I compare it with, I think the blue sapphire was pretty much rock solid. So when you rescue them, I think they're supposed to be a bit more like this gel type texture, and they end up, it's still got a bit of springy gelness to it, but you can rescue them. And I think you'll agree the results once, if I show you on white cardstock, the results once they're done is pretty much the same, and it sets just the same with the same texture and everything. So even though it doesn't quite look the same as the sort of gel when you get them, it still works. It still dries perfectly well. I've tested that just to make sure of that. But yeah, get out all those sparkle pastes if you've got them in your stash. I think people like Gina K, you can still get them. So this was another one that, this was sort of in between those two. It wasn't quite so solid, but you know. And I think this one wasn't too bad if I remember rightly. So yeah, so hopefully you can see it. It is a bit more gel-like, but they were all a bit too hard to use, even the ones that weren't so bad to start with. So yeah, get those out, give them a rescue if you need to. Make sure you use up your craft stash. So that's those ones. And then I thought I'd show you this. So if you're in the UK, you've probably heard Tiger as brand. So there's Tiger Shops, which is a Danish company, Flying Tiger, which you get on the high street. They do have a web page, but they don't sell a huge amount, I've seen, on that I've noticed. So I got this structure paste in Tiger, and I got it about 2 years ago, I think. So I thought, oh, I'll have a go with that. I'll have a little play. I've not used that. So that was brand new opened. And all I did was put it through that lovely skull and cross buns. Keep saying it wrong. Sorry, Emily, the owner. I keep saying your name wrong. I put it through the stencil, and then all I did was sprinkle. Again, I think this came from my mum's stash. This is the Christmas Red Opaque art glitter. So it's a really, really fine glitter, that same brand as the art glitter glue, which I know a lot of people use, but that is their actual art glitter. Now, I think I should have maybe tried to press it into it a little bit, because I am getting a bit of shedding. Not masses, but there is, if you rub it, it is going to come back off a bit. I think I should probably have maybe put some like acetate over and pressed the glitter into the structure paste a bit, but it is a white structure paste, so I did want to sit it. I wanted it to sit on the surface, but no, I think it's still going to work. It's just going to shed a little bit. But yeah, I was trying to use up old glitters that I'm betting this has been with my mum for more than 20 years and not made a dent in it. And I've got a whole set of those. So that was on the Tiger structure paste. And I did the same thing, because it's white and opaque, I did the same thing onto black with that. This is that one that's the cake stencil. And I did it with, this was just American's Crafts. And I have used about half of this white pot, because I've used a lot of white glitter over the years. But yeah, I did the same thing. So it's kind of like an iridescent white, which looks really good. But because the structure paste behind it is white, it worked really well on the black. But the same thing, I think I would press, if I was doing it again, I would make sure I pressed the glitter into the paste. Just, you know, maybe a piece of acetate on the top, just so it doesn't shed as much. But I think it did work. And then the last one I wanted to show you. So this is using that, the metal stencil. This is from this set. So this is Acrylic Effect pastes, and I got this for £4.89, and there's 5 tubes in here. So these ended up being less than £1 each. So this was from, surprise, surprise, Lidl. So this has got one called Fine Sand in it. It's got white, silver metallic, gold metallic and stone grey. Now, because it's not in a pot, whatever you squeeze out, you've got to use up. But I'm hoping you can pick it up on camera. All I did was smooth this through the stencil. And it's got it really has got like a sand texture. And I didn't think it was going to have that texture once it dried, but it did. And it looks really good. So it looks really good for snow. And because you can't squeeze it out, I thought, oh, with all the stuff you squeeze it out, but you can't put it back in the tube as like you can with the other sort of structure pastes. So look, this is just on a scrap of white card, and I thought I could cut it out and use it like a snowbank or something. So this is just a piece of scrap that I had sat next to me thinking, what am I going to use all that excess for? But look, it's really hard, rock hard. So yeah, I'm going to, I think, I've seen next month's creative stamping and there's some sort of snowmen coming in that. So that's interesting. And I thought maybe something with that. So yeah, so if your Lidl gets the Lidl in the middle, if they get any of the, this is what, Marabu texture pastes, they're obviously meant more for artists when you look at the things that they're doing with them, but there's absolutely no reason you can't transfer them into your crafts. And I had this, again, I've probably had this for more than 12 months, not ages and ages, but it was one of those sort of impulse purchases when I happened to be in there, and it was 30% off, so it should have been £7 and it was £4.89. So yeah, less than £1 a tube. And I thought my daughter might use it because she's going back to doing some more of her art A level, so hopefully she'll use some of that as well. But no, I thought it was a different way to get a texture paste or something. But again, I think I could have done, I think with the one that's just the white, I could probably do the same thing that I did with the tiger structure paste. So again, I think, you know, this one, and then obviously the metallic ones would probably look really good as well. So if you have picked anything like this up in Lidl, give it a play through your stencils. Use these things up. So yeah, I'm going to pop the footage of me doing all this, making all these backgrounds. Obviously I had to leave them all to dry so that I could actually use them. So I'll pop all that footage in there. And yeah, use your craft stash, get inspired, use all those stencils, use all the different glitter pastes, structure paste. You can sprinkle glitter on them. And yeah, hopefully some cards using all these things will be along soon. I just wanted to show you, I did have a bucket, or rather an old washing up bowl full of water sitting next to me whilst I did all that. So that was there, and as I did things, I was just chucking them in it, and then I went and washed them all in a big batch because I don't have a tap in my craft room, which is a converted garage. So yeah, that's where I was throwing them. They weren't just getting left to go solid on my desk. So hopefully that wasn't too fast and you could see roughly what I was doing. Basic stenciling, using your stencils, different mediums. And yeah, don't forget, comment down below if you think I should do a giveaway with my spare Skull and Crossbuns peppermint sweetie stencil. I've lost my words today. Not enough coffee, obviously. So yeah, let me know if you'd like me to do a giveaway with this one, and maybe on my next video, if I've managed to make a card with this, I'll give away one to one of my lovely subscribers. So like, subscribe, comment if you think that'd be a good idea. Thanks for watching. Bye.